Prince Andrew's former maid has shed light on what it was like to work for the Queen's son, branding him a spoiled brat. Charlotte Briggs, who worked for Andrew after his divorce from Sarah Ferguson, claimed she was left in tears and used to hide behind curtains to avoid the bad-tempered and foul-mouthed prince. She also claimed the royal was so lazy that he forced her to run up 4 flights of stairs to close his curtains, despite sitting next to them. Ms. Briggs, 47, who served as the Duke of York's maid when she was 21, described how he screamed at her, "Can't you do anything right?" because he was angry at a slight gap in the drapes. She told The Sun, "There were 2 of us and we worked on a rota from 6:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. and then later on in the evening. We'd turn down his bed, remove his teddies, do the curtains and lay out his pajamas. But he was a bad apple and behaved like a spoiled brat. Really, you weren't actually meant to be seen, you'd just sneak in and do stuff. But he was a bit lazy and he would call down from his office and say, 'Can you send the maid to shut the curtains?' They were literally behind him and massive, from floor to ceiling and as high as a house. But he refused to get up and close them himself. I'd have to get on my evening dress, run up 4 flights of stairs and he'd be sitting there at his desk right next to them. One night I'd done it all. I walked back into the corridor and he came out screaming, 'Can't you do anything right?' I'd left a little gap where they met but they were extremely heavy." Ms. Briggs, from Halifax in West Yorkshire, told how other members of the royal family, including Prince Charles and Prince Edward, were really nice. She added, "But Andrew was extremely demanding. Everything had to be immaculate and he threw his weight around. I often tried to hide. I'd see him come out and hide behind the curtains and think, right, he's gone." The Telegraph reported that the Duke of York was summoned to Windsor Castle for a 45-minute meeting with his mother yesterday, after a New York judge dismissed an appeal by his lawyers to have the case dropped. With the Queen's approval and agreement, the Duke of York's military affiliations and royal patronages have been returned to the Queen, Buckingham Palace subsequently announced in a statement. The Duke of York will continue not to undertake any public duties and is defending this case as a private citizen. Although the statement was brief, the significance for Andrew and the monarchy is considerable. In just 49 words, the Queen ended any hopes the Duke of York may have harbored of a return to royal life, wrote the Telegraph's associate editor Camilla Tominey. Andrew's titles will never be returned, regardless of the outcome of any future legal proceedings, she continued. Instead, they will be redistributed to other members of the royal family. "The brutality of the palace statement showed the institution's ruthlessness," said The Guardian, and represented a seismic blow to Andrew's status. "I don't know what the Richter scale goes up to, but this is a big earthquake," a source told the paper, adding, "This is the most serious step they could have taken." Although Andrew is expected to retain his dukedom and his military rank of Vice Admiral, he will no longer use the title of His Royal Highness, HRH, in any official capacity. Losing the HRH style would be the most emotionally damaging because he was born a Royal Highness, the source added. BBC royal correspondent Sean Coughlin agreed that the move was brutal. The royal family is being firmly distanced from the toxic fallout of the allegations by Virginia Roberts Giuffre against Andrew, for whom the door is being closed on a return to public life, Coughlin wrote. Widely quoted palace sources said the ruthless and swift decision to strip Andrew of titles had been widely discussed within the family following his failed bid to get the U.S. case thrown out. According to the Daily Mail, Princes Charles and William demanded Andrew's exile. Some sources and pundits also suggested that the Queen might be sending a veiled message to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, amid strained relations after the couple quit their royal roles in 2020. The Telegraph's Tominey said that some could view the unequivocal and somewhat uncompromising nature of the announcement as a shot across the bows as Prince Harry prepares to release his autobiography in the autumn.